A jar of peanut butter. That's what held up an entire security lane for 15 minutes. Not a weapon, not a bottle of water somebody forgot about. A simple jar of peanut butter, sitting in a carry-on bag, looking about as innocent as anything can look. The officers pulled the bag, swabbed it, ran it through the scanner a second time, and the poor traveler stood there in socks, wondering what on earth he'd done wrong. He hadn't done anything wrong, really. He just didn't know that peanut butter, in the eyes of a security scanner, isn't a food. It's a paste. And pastes, gels, and spreads often fall under the same liquid rules as shampoo at many checkpoints. That little jar from his kitchen counter became a 15-minute delay, a missed coffee, and a sprint to the gate. And here's what nobody tells you. The items that cause the most checkpoint delays usually aren't the obvious ones. They're the everyday things sitting in your bag right now. The things you'd never think twice about. Today, I'm walking you through 12 of them, one by one, including a couple near the end that genuinely surprise even frequent flyers. Quick note before we go further, because this matters. Security rules can shift over time, and they vary from airport to airport and country to country. So treat everything here as a friendly heads up from a fellow traveler, not the official word. When in doubt, check the current rules for your airport before you fly. Fair enough? Good, let's get into it. So peanut butter is our first item, and it deserves a little more explanation, because the rule behind it trips up thousands of people. At many checkpoints, anything you can spread, squeeze, pump, or smear gets treated like a liquid. That includes peanut butter, jam, honey, soft cheese, hummus, even some dips and sauces. So that gift jar of local honey you bought for your daughter. In a carry-on, it may get flagged if it's over the typical small container limit. The fix is simple. If it spreads, it usually goes in your checked bag. Or buy it after security, where the rules generally no longer apply. One small decision at home saves you a bag search at the airport. And if peanut butter surprised you, wait until you hear what number 7 is, because it's something most of us wear, not carry. Item 2. Snow globes. They look like pure nostalgia, a little world in glass. But to a scanner, a snow globe is a container of liquid that can't easily be opened and measured. At some airports, smaller snow globes may be allowed in carry-ons if they appear to contain less than the standard liquid limit, but officers often can't tell at a glance. So many get pulled aside, inspected, sometimes even surrendered. Grandparents get caught by this one constantly, usually on the way home from visiting the grandkids, carrying a souvenir they bought with love. If you're bringing one, your safest bet in many cases is the checked bag, wrapped in a sweater. The memory survives. The delay never happens. Third on the list, and this one stings a little. Wrapped gifts. You spent 20 minutes making that present look beautiful. Perfect paper, perfect bow. But if the scanner can't clearly identify what's inside, officers may need to open it. And they generally won't be careful with the wrapping, because that's not their job. Their job is to see what's in the box. So all that effort can end up shredded on a steel table, while the line behind you grows. The smarter play? Travel with gifts unwrapped, then wrap them when you land, or ship them ahead. Or tuck wrapping paper and tape into your bag and do it at your hotel. Same gift, same joy. Zero drama at the checkpoint. Number 4 is the one hiding in almost every bag in the security line right now. Tangled cords and chargers. A dense ball of cables, power banks, and adapters shows up on the X-ray as exactly that. A dense, confusing mass. And when an image is confusing, the bag often gets pulled for a hand search. That's 2 minutes for you, but multiply it across a busy morning and it's why some lanes crawl. The fix costs almost nothing. Put your cords in one clear pouch or zip-top bag, laid reasonably flat near the top of your carry-on. Officers can see everything at a glance, the image reads clean, and your bag glides through. Honestly, of everything on this list, this is the easiest win. But the next item, that one's pure comedy until it happens to you. Item 5. Cheese. I'm serious. A solid block of cheese can appear on an X-ray with a density that, to a machine, resembles materials officers are trained to look closely at. So that lovely wedge of cheddar from your trip may earn your bag a second look and a swab test. Same goes for dense chocolate bars, fruitcake, and certain holiday foods. None of it is prohibited as a solid food in most cases, but dense organic material just looks suspicious to the technology. If you're hauling food home, consider packing it together in one spot near the top, so if the bag gets opened, the search is quick. And maybe just accept that your brie might get more screening attention than you do. 6. Books, thick ones especially. Hundreds of compressed paper pages create a solid block on the scanner that machines sometimes can't see through. And at some airports during busier security periods, travelers have been asked to remove books, or had bags searched because of them. A fat paperback, a Bible, a photo album, a journal stuffed with postcards. All innocent. All capable of triggering a closer look. If you travel with several books, placing them flat and separated rather than stacked into a brick can help the image read cleaner. Or do what more and more travelers over 60 are doing, and load an e-reader instead. Lighter shoulder, faster lane. Now, number 7, the one I teased earlier. Hair accessories and what's on your body, specifically metal hairpins, barrettes, certain clips, and thick decorative combs. A head full of bobby pins can set off a metal detector or flag a body scanner, and then you're getting a pat down over hairstyling. Add to that eyeglass cases with metal hinges, big metal watches, and clothing with metal buttons or sequins, and you've got a recipe for the dreaded secondary screening. Where possible, keep hair metal minimal on travel day, or be ready for the possibility of extra checks. It feels silly, but I've watched it delay people who did everything else perfectly. And speaking of things people do perfectly until they don't, the next item involves your medicine cabinet. 8. Medications and supplements, particularly liquids, gels, and anything in unmarked containers. Here's the good news first. At many checkpoints, medically necessary. Liquids are often allowed in reasonable quantities beyond the standard limit. But, and this is the part that causes delays, you typically need to declare them, and they may be inspected separately. Where travelers get stuck is the pill organizer situation. A week of mixed pills in an unlabeled plastic case is usually fine in many places, but it can invite questions, especially internationally, where some countries are stricter about identification. A sensible habit. Keep medications in original labeled containers when you can, carry them in an easy-to-reach spot, and mention liquid medications to the officer before screening starts. And of course, for anything specific to your prescriptions, check with your doctor or pharmacist before the trip. 5 minutes of prep at home can save 20 at the checkpoint. 9. The water bottle you swore was empty. Reusable bottles are wonderful, and bringing an empty one through security is generally allowed at many airports, so you can fill it at a fountain inside. The delay happens when it's not quite empty. An inch of water at the bottom, a forgotten splash of coffee, and now your bag is flagged, opened, and you're being asked to step aside. It happens to careful people all the time because the bottle was empty yesterday. Build a tiny ritual. Before you get in line, open the bottle, turn it upside down, confirm it's bone dry, and if it has a built-in filter or frozen insert, know those can draw attention too. Empty means empty. The fountain on the other side will still be there. 10. Tools and sporting odds and ends that don't feel like tools. A small screwdriver in a glasses repair kit. A corkscrew with a tiny blade. Knitting scissors. A pocket multi-tool on a keychain you forgot existed. Rules on these vary, and some small tools under certain lengths may be permitted in carry-ons at some checkpoints, but blades of almost any kind frequently aren't. The heartbreaker here is sentimental items. Grandpa's pocket knife discovered at the scanner, where the choices are often surrender it, go back and check it, or mail it home where that service exists. Before any trip, do a 2-minute sweep of your keychain, your jacket pockets, and that one zipper pocket in your bag you never open. That pocket is where delays live. 11. And this one has grown into a big deal in recent years. Spare batteries and power banks. Loose lithium batteries generally belong in your carry-on rather than checked luggage at most airlines because of fire risk in the cargo hold, and power banks over certain capacities may be restricted or banned entirely. So travelers get caught both ways. Power banks buried in checked bags that trigger a bag pull behind the scenes, or a fistful of loose batteries rattling in a carry-on that prompts a search. Keep spare batteries and power banks in your carry-on, ideally in that same clear electronics pouch, with terminals protected. And if you own a big high-capacity power bank, check your airline's limits before you fly, because policies differ, and they do enforce them. And 12. The one almost nobody sees coming. Souvenirs and novelty items, toy guns, even tiny ones on keychains, replica grenades sold at military museums, cap guns for the grandkids, boomerangs, novelty baseball bats, snow globe pens, magic trick props, even certain belt buckles shaped like weapons. To a scanner, a replica can look exactly like the real thing, and that doesn't just slow your bag down, it can stop the whole lane while a supervisor gets involved. In some cases, it leads to questioning. The rule of thumb is simple. If it looks like a weapon, even jokingly, even 3 inches tall, it doesn't belong in your carry-on, and depending on the item, maybe not in your checked bag either without checking first. The gift shop on the other side of security exists for a reason. So there they are, 12 harmless-looking troublemakers. Let's lock in the ones that matter most. Anything spreadable, peanut butter, honey, soft cheese, usually follows liquid rules, so check it or buy it after security. Cords go in one clear pouch, so your bag's X-ray reads clean instead of chaotic. Travel with gifts unwrapped, always. Declare liquid medications and keep pills identifiable, especially crossing borders. Empty means truly empty on water bottles. Spare batteries ride in the carry-on, never the checked bag. And nothing that even pretends to be a weapon goes through that scanner. Here's the bigger truth underneath all of it. Security delays rarely happen to careless people. They happen to good, organized travelers who simply didn't know how a machine sees their belongings. Now you know, and that knowledge turns the most stressful part of flying into the most boring part, which is exactly what you want. You walk up, your bag glides through, and you spend those saved minutes with a coffee at the gate instead of standing at a steel table watching a stranger unpack your life. If this saved you even one future bag search, do me a small favor and pass it along to someone you travel with, because the person holding up the line is usually the person who never saw this. And while we're on the subject of breezing through the airport, what you wear matters just as much as what you pack. There's one common clothing choice that slows screening down more than anything. In your bag, and most travelers wear it without a second thought. That's exactly what we cover next, so come find that one. Your knees, your schedule, and everyone behind you in line will thank you.